Alrighty, I am now recording. Morning, folks. Afternoon, evening, whatever time you guys are watching this. Two things I'm going to do today. I'm going to play Sonic World, which is a Sonic-made fan game. I'm going to play their Radical Highway and maybe a couple other stages just to get a general idea of what I'm going to do. Just a reference point, just to figure out what I'm going to do with my game that I'm making, with the Radical Highway I'm creating. I'm going to play Sonic Adventure 2, the official release, and see what's different, what I can use, and all that fun stuff. And then I'm going to go into Unity and start doing some of that. So this will be my first video that I've attempted to edit as well. So hopefully it turns out better. So for right now, let's go ahead and get started playing. I'm probably going to record this, go somewhere else, and then record the remainder at a later time. So let's go ahead and start with playing single player. So we're going to go to the Radical Highway stage. The creators of this particular engine, or this particular physics, I would love to take a look at what they got. See what I can use for my game and all that other fun stuff. So either way, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to continue onward from here on. Alrighty, Sonic. So, alright, I'll get away from him. Oh, looks like they have a similar issue that I have when hitting blocks. They use the pan away camera for that, while I've been using a different idea for my camera. Whoop! Wrong button to jump. Their button controls are a little bit different. I gotta check and see if I can fix that. I can possibly, now that I'm fooling around with animations, make something for that. So that I can do that. So they just used a simple platformer right here, while I used just a moving platform. I'd love to make that. That's gonna take some animation. I can do that. They have a similar problem that I have when going downhill, that if you get enough momentum, you end up hitting it. That's a smart move with the camera. I need to make guns robots. I need to make those, so they're going to be fun. I'm going to be starting to fool around with the animator in due time to start making some of this. Oh boy. Whoopsie. Dang. That's different from the official release. So, gotta get reused to some things. His controls in this game are pretty decent, but also not the greatest. But then again, so is mine. Mine's not the greatest either. Check out the Chow Garden. That would be a project worth attempting, but would take a lot of time. Okay. So, real quick before I eliminate these bad nicks. Their camera thing is a little bit more smooth than mine, definitely. See, this is where I'm going to modify from them. You can tell that this game was created in an engine, i.e. Sonic. So I'm purposely doing this. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yep. That's more around the lines of what I want to do in mine, but the whole floating up with gravity is at least a step in the right direction to make that happen. So that's good for It's a step in the right direction, as I stated. So it's not the perfect thing to create it, but it's not the worst thing to do either. And I'm dying quite often, or I'm getting my ass hit quite often. They've got more obstacles, which is where I'm going to be eventually. It's not going to be a straight run through like in other games. Their homing attack is more defined. Sonic Spin Dash. Boom, boom. Looks like I cut the level in half. I cut the level off. I just realized that because there should be more after that. Whoops. And I died on accident. But you see how it floats in the air? I'm going to try and prevent that. I'm going to add some skyscrapers and other stuff like that. To save me time, I'm looking at possibly taking some of the assets from Speed Highway to do that. So I'm going to be taking some of the assets from Speed Highway, some Sonic Adventure DX, and modifying them for my purposes. That will save me some time in having to fool around with Blender. I'm okay with Blender, but I'm not perfect. So, and now that I've learned, well, I've learned a little bit on how to work the animator in Sonic Adventure. No, not Sonic Adventure, in that Stardust Speedway, Radical Train. I might be able to use some of that, but that's too futuristic looking. Looking for Speed Highway. I'm going to do one quick playthrough, then I gotta go somewhere. So I'm going to do one more Death Egg, Diamond, Starlight, maybe Starlight, Hydro City, Tropical, Green Forest. If they haven't done a Speed Highway reanimation yet, so I guess can't look at that. Ooh, that would be fun. Power plant, chocolate. Alright, so we'll do a quick city escape. Their city escape. It's different than the official release of either Sonic Adventure or Generations. Or Sonic Adventure 2 or Generations. But it's still pretty good. I like it. So whoops, that was my fault. Their controls are, so we'll speed it up. It looks completely different than the official release, which is fine. We've all got I'm not expecting to make an exact replica of the Radical Highway of Sonic Adventure 1, but I don't know what they use to control their camera. Their camera is not bad at times, but sometimes it still has a little glitch or two. Like everybody's favorite Sonic Adventure. So boom, I'm off. I like their light dash, how they made their light dash, and I really want to tweak my light dash mechanic in a similar way. Their light dash, ooh boy, would be great. We'll go in here. That should turn on that switch. So used to pressing the A button, and I'm not pressing the A button to cause my character to jump. Boom. Robots for everyone. Boom. Oh, I saved my ass. Saved my bacon there. I missed the 5 marker, so I'm not going to get what the special thing. So, could use some of these. Like some of what they made here. Like I could use, I've got similar assets from City Escape. I could use some City Escape assets to finish up the skyscrapers. So I might use some of those like, at this moment. That's what I'm planning. Or I can. We'll see what happens. Alright, next. The interesting thing they did for Sonic World is they have a bunch of characters and they made those stages universal. So you can play all the stages with Sonic, all the stages with Knuckles, all the stages with Shadow, all the stages with Silver, and so forth. But each set of characters have different mechanics. Tails, of course, can fly. Silver has his powers. Knuckles can glide and climb. So they made it to a point where you can... Oh, I'm dead. You'll effectively be able to use your character for whatever. So you'll be able to use any character to play through the stage. The reuse of a nice animation, that's one I'm going to need. I'm going to need to make that. I want to, because that's going to come in handy for certain parts. As well as programming. But I think it's going to be a combination of programming. It's going to be a combination of programming and the animator. So I've got to do some nice research on how to make that happen. Because I think it's going to be a while before we reach that part of my degree program. Even if we ever get to it. Because since animation is more so for the game art side of the gaming industry and not the game design part of the industry, but I'll learn what I need to learn to make this happen. So this is pretty much the process of the reason for this game. I'm continuing to learn everything I need to learn. Alrighty, so hit that spring. I like the look of it, somewhat. I mean, okay, let me not be rude and say it. This is a fan game, so I know it's not going to look as awesome as Sonic Adventure 2. But definitely, with the exception of looking down at the, street, it's well made and it gives a nice illusion. But when you look down at the street, you're like, oh, okay. So that's Sonic World, folks. I'm going to probably play a little bit more in the future to try and figure out what else I can do. Just to get some ideas. So, I like how they did their floating mechanism. It's definitely not as... actually better off than Sonic Adventure 2. So, I like how they did it. I'm going to go ahead and exit from the game right now. And I don't see a pause button. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording at this moment. And I'm going to play Sonic. Next time I come online, it'll be with Sonic Adventure 2. We're going to play that, the Radical Highway, and probably the City Escape, because I'm debating, I'm probably going to be doing City Escape as my next project in this game. So, let us go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording here, and then next time I jump in, it'll be with City Escape. So, see you guys next time. Folks, welcome back. So this will be the third attempt I'm making to create this particular level. Play this particular part of the game. I looked over my recent video I just did, and the lag between my video camera and the gameplay on screen is horrible. So I'm just going to play without my face being here, and my beautiful, lovely face will return when we go into Unity momentarily. So Reason I'm doing this is to show you what I'm trying to do. You notice the skyscrapers and how they cover around this building, and they give a nice look, like, hey, I'm in a city on a bridge. To my left, there's a few buildings. Road crossing sign, gotta still make that. But the building's right here, here. I wish Sonic's camera, or Sonic Adventure's camera wasn't horrible, but it does the job. But building to my left, right, all of those. It creates that illusion, effectively commences the, as my instructor calls it, the smoke and mirrors. There's something else I've got to learn to do with the Lightspeed Dash. I'm not sure how I'm going to make that happen. I'm still working on that. I got to make the animations for the rockets. I see myself replacing all the springs that I use with the rockets and light and rings in the future. But until then, that's what I got. Once again, notice the buildings. The blimp is something I'm going to have to try and make. Now, right now, my lights are red, but maybe I could find a good silver color to change them out. Because now that I look at it, I kind of like that look. So the headlamps. The arrow signs, that's another animation I'd have to do, so that may or may not happen yet. Once again, notice the buildings. So beautiful. And I'm going to screw up my rank on purpose to die one more time. See, the darkness, I don't know how to do that in Unity. I don't know if that's possible. So I'm going to probably make my buildings just long enough where the death trigger hits and you can't see the bottom of it in some ways. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. But that'll be something to work on. Maybe if I bring my entire level down a couple hundred feet in the game, it would work. But we'll see, because right now it's sitting at the dimensions of 0, 0, 0 in Unity, which is default. But to do that would be a real pain in my rear end. But we'll see in the future. So that'll be maybe part of the polishing. Well, I'm already starting polishing, even though I haven't honestly completely reprogrammed the level. I needed to do something to do something different. So notice this toll booth that I'm going back and forth from. I'm going to recreate that in Unity, not Blender. I'm pretty sure it has basic designs that I can do it in Unity a lot better than I can in Blender, only because I'm inexperienced in Blender at this time. So this is about where my polishing and adding the extra scenery ends. And hey, there's a lot of speed animals in this level. If you're playing Sonic Adventure 2 for the sake of playing it, actually playing the game, and you like doing the Chow Garden stuff, Shadow's Radical Highway is the best level I've found to get speed animals. Now there's a trick you can do. If you want to get the animals with Shadow in this level, but you want to give it to a hero Chow with a hero character, all you got to do is take Shadow, go to the designated Chow Garden, release the animals, and then exit, re-enter with the hero character, and you can give all those animals to your Chow with Sonic, Knuckles, or Tails as a hero character. It takes a little longer, but it's work. Make sure, though, before you do that, before you play Radical Highway for that purpose, you get rid of any Chow drives or animals that might be on your hero characters. Because if you don't, and you go into the garden that Shadow just came out of and dropped his animals off, it'll reset and make them disappear. That's a little friendly tip for that. But going back to it. So, going back up, this floating statue of knights. That is what I created. I created that with, that's what I created the Sonic and Sally rotating statues to replace. All these buildings right here is going to add to it. You're going to see the different buildings I used. I definitely did not use the same buildings. In fact, you'll recognize the buildings, and I'll tell you where I got them from, too. Same site, just a different Sonic level. So, that's the end of that chapter. I'm gonna go eat. So, like I said, this is now my 3rd time recording this. Alright, so now the rings have reallocated, so I'll be able to use those for my chow later. Bye, Felicia. Alright, so I'm back. I just hated, I did not like the lag in the camera that after I was done recording, so I did this now a 3rd time, so. A real quick recap of both. So, Sonic Adventure 2, Radical Highway. Sonic World, Radical Highway. Both are good games and good creations. Definitely. Sonic Adventure 2 is really well polished and has a nice smoke and mirror effect to make you feel like you're actually in a city on effectively a replication of the Golden Gate Bridge. While Sonic World, it's a fun game. The mechanics are pretty good. I mean, there are still some glitches, but you gotta expect that. It's a fan game, and I understand that myself. I mean, I'm in the same boat right now. But it definitely looks like they took the bridge, put it in Unity, put some color on it, threw some bad guys, and a few obstacles, boom, it was done. In other words, the polish is much better in Sonic Adventure 2. And they honestly didn't do much polish, and they cut a chunk of the level off. I noticed when I was playing it again that the Sonic World creation cut a portion of the Sonic of the level off, while they cut off the twist at the very end. I'm adding that. I'm also polishing it, so it's not going to be as great as the Sonic Adventure 2 release of Radical Highway. And I'm trying not to dog somebody else's work, but it's not going to be as noticeable like the Sonic World fan-made game. I'm finding that middle ground between both. Now, like I said, I haven't finished the programming of the level, and I might have jumped the gun a little bit, but I needed to do something different, break the monotony. So, everything will be fine, but like I said, I'm about to open Unity in a moment. I'm going to show you how roughly I am doing 1 and 2. How I'm trying to get a nice, how would you say, middle ground between both. So, see you guys momentarily. I will return. Hey everybody, welcome back. So, this part's just going to be real quick. Then I'm going to take off, edit everything together, and have it on YouTube momentarily, and then from there we'll be good. So, let me show you what I've done by running a quick playthrough of my level, of my recreation of Radical Highway. No Visual Studio today. We're only gonna need Unity for this one. The rest of the scripts I'll show you guys at a later time. There is one I want to show you guys, but I'm running short on time. I have things to do. Alright. See the skyscrapers. Yes. So I've been adding them. This took me about an hour. I'll just go ahead and show you. All the ones down here. All the skyscrapers you see, folks, are from... I took them from Speed Highway. Sonic Adventure 1. Oh boy. That's an error. One second. That's right. It must be an error. Oh my god. Just another issue I'm having every time Sonic dies. This camera, the lighting resets. That's happened with everything I've done. Every time I try to fix it, it doesn't seem like it. So I still got to tweak the lighting fixes. When I figure out how to make that permanent, where he doesn't die, I'll show you how I did it. That'll be another video. Anyway, rolling back to you. Notice as he goes down, I purposely jumped because I still got to finish the camera. But notice how the buildings, I covered up the black space with the buildings so that it, you know, doesn't look that bad. Now, there's going to be some points in it where either Radical Highway, the official release. Oh, this way. This is going to be a long day. The official release of Sonic Adventure 2. They had their buildings down farther away from the bridge, so I might still set them in a different way. I might set them down. Notice that I changed out some of my textures. The side of the bridges now have those arrows. I think it looked a lot better than the one I created. So I figured out how to make... Well, I figured out I already had a material made for those arrows. But I'll need to... like I said before, I am but a Padawan learner. I am an apprentice. I am in class. I am going to school to learn this stuff. So... I missed the trigger when I jumped, so I had to deactivate it manually. So, I already had a script or a material ready with the arrows, so I've replaced most of the sidings, as you can see, with the arrows. So I've added a little bit more color and pizzazz. Notice the buildings to the left and to the right. Boom, boom, to the left, to the right. Once again, covering up the black space, creating the effect that Sonic is in a city running through the skies. Now, you can definitely see it from here. Notice the beginning of the level, the actual bridge and stuff like that. I'm going to have to figure out something where either I'm going to slap a bigger building right in front of Sonic where he's standing right now, or I'm going to extend the roads down a little bit to make it look better. Because it's floating right now. It's definitely tacky. So maybe I'll take the skyscrapers that I have down there. That's the assets that are still in use from Speed Highway. I just have them there. I've been copy-pasting them and tweaking them. Notice they have that little fluttering effect. I think they called it Z interruption. I forget what it was called, but I'm taking them from down there, duplicating them as I see fit, and then I'll probably delete what I don't need later. So either I'm going to make those... Either I'm going to make the legs of that part of the bridge longer, so it's not floating, and we're going to put some buildings near it and make some pretty big buildings. I'm going to probably take the buildings that I've placed now and extend them downward more, where I'm going to drop my whole level even farther down. I'm still on the fence on both. Notice to the left, boom, nice building, passing it. So, excuse me. I'm still figuring out something for this one, but as I hit this. Alright. So, still need to put more buildings down, or something down, so it doesn't look like it's just floating springs in the air. But that was the purpose of putting that particular large building to Sonic's left on this side right here. That was to give the illusion that they're attached to something, so. Still need to work on that. Alright. Another piece that's coming up that still needs improvement. Alright. In the official release, it was a cylinder tunnel that Sonic jumps down in this particular level. But I had problems with that particular item. Improving it and fixing it up. So I removed it and I've added my own stuff. Now I gotta figure out how to fix this problem. To the back, to the back, to the back, to the back. Notice some of the signs were floating. Yeah. Notice the whole damn thing is floating. So that's a work in progress. Boom. And as we both just saw Radical Highway on Sonic Adventure 2, notice the buildings surrounding this portion of the bridge give off the smoke and mirror, the illusion that, hey, you're in a city. There's some graphics that still need improvements, but that will come very shortly. It's going to be some touch-ups as time goes on. So, alright. Whoops. You see, I put that building a little too close by accident. But that's why I haven't activated the renderers for it. I'll show you that. Because every asset I've ever pulled from this site comes like this, so I'll have to. Here we go. Same thing, like I did last time. I added this building that wasn't in either release to put the spring somewhere. Once I animate some rockets, some levers, and figure out how to make a light dash mechanic, I'm going to replace a lot of those springs with stuff, with different stuff. But for right now, it's that. And I believe that just about covers everything I've done so far. So, I think that just about covers everything I've done so far for my game, for this particular game. Yep. I haven't added anything else to this side just yet. I've completed some of the textures. And I've completed the majority of the textures. And I've added programming into the loops that go beyond this bridge. But that's about it so far. So I'm going to need to fix that coming up later. So that'll be it for now. So there you go. That is my wonderful recreation of Radical Highway. So, going back real quick. So, overall, I guess I would start off with what you guys think. What did you think? Anybody who's watching this video, what did you think of my recreation of Radical Highway so far? I already know it's not perfect. I already know that I have a lot of springs when I want to replace them with rockets and the other obstacles that were in the official release as well as the fan release. But how do you feel? Right now, I'd say the buildings are definitely going towards what I want to do. Right now, it gives a little bit of a tacky feel at certain points, like where I showed you where the bridge was still floating. So, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fix that. Maybe I'll take some of those skyscrapers that are below and move them up. Like I said, those are just what's left over from Speedway Highway so far. I might delete them, or maybe I'll do something with them in the future to just put a part of scenery. But we'll see what I can do. But I'm going to probably bring some up there, place them around there, try to get rid of some of the tackiness that comes with the game. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I'm sorry, I had to replug in my computer before the battery died. Thank you for watching. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm trying to better my production value. I'm running off free 99 stuff right now. So, once again, thank you for watching and everything else. Stay tuned. There's going to be an end scene right afterwards that I'm going to see if I do that really well. So, once again, thank you for watching, and as always, fair winds and following seas. Some of the things I just said will probably be repeated in the end scene, and I'll try to improve my transition into that in the future. So once again, thank you for watching, and fair winds and following seas. Hi folks, thanks for watching. If you've gotten to this point of the video, thank you. This is the very end. I greatly appreciate your time and your intrusiveness. Any comments you leave in the comments will be greatly appreciated as I improve my process as I continue to go through class to better my game. So on the screen before you, if you like it, please click on my icon and subscribe to my channel. I'm just starting. I would love to see you. There's also going to be a link somewhere on this screen. Yep, there we go. On this screen for future videos that I'll be doing, or future videos that I have done. The ones in the playlists as well as the ones previous to this one. So please take a look at this. If you like this video and this is the first one you watch, please take a look at the other videos which will describe an even better part of my process. Once again, thank you for tuning into my designer vlog, as I am a video game design student and continuing to better myself, and I appreciate your support, and fair winds and following seas.